Hey guys, Keith again with Bulletproof RC. This is my Axial Wraith 1.9. I wanted to do a follow-up video on this rig because I've made a few changes to it since my last video. If you've seen the last video, you'll know that I took the RTR Wraith 1.9 and made it my own. One of the things I did was I took the RTR body, which comes from Axial, already painted from the exterior with silver underneath, and I painted it in my own scheme. That was Tamiya metallic orange and Tamiya white. I don't have those cans handy, but I do have the cans handy for part numbers for the camel yellow and the pearl white that I used on the clear body. Pearl white is PS57 if you're interested, and camel yellow is PS19. Shopped around a little bit for a clear body before purchasing. Found this one on eBay. Actually, Rich from the RC Network had this body up for sale. He had already taken the time to cut the body out and had it for sale on there, a little bit cheaper than what you would find a brand spanking new body because he had taken the interior out for his own build. If you've watched his video on his Wraith 1.9, you'll know that he went with aluminum body panels. He actually also gave me a template to make a set for myself, should I choose to go that route. Much appreciated, and thanks again, Rich, for the deal on this Lexan body. So with this already being cut out, all I had to do is tape it off, and I decided to go with the same paint scheme that I went with before. Just choose a different color and go from the inside versus the outside, and overall pretty happy with it. It's definitely different than any other Wraith that I've seen out there, and yeah, that's what she looks like. So that is just PS5 black that everything is backed with, and couple little highlights on the tailgate and the rocker panel down here in black. The other thing I did was I picked up a dig unit from Vanquish. Here's your part number on that. Whoop, upside down. There's your part number, VPS 01351. And if you're familiar with dig, I'll demonstrate it in a minute, but what it does is actually allows you to engage a full lockdown of the rear axle, which allows you to make a tighter turning radius when you're in a tight section. Or also you can have the rear end to be freewheeled should you want to get more bite on the front end. If you've been rock crawling any time at all, you know that you get on a steep incline, the rear end will want to push, and it'll actually make the front end lift off the ground and flip backwards. So what a dig allows you to do is disengage the rear axle, either by locking it or freewheeling, allowing you to get a bite on the front end until once you get that bite, you can engage the rear end and you can prevent that from happening. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to jack this car up and demonstrate the dig. Okay guys, got the vehicle jacked up. It's worth mentioning also that the stock plastic gray transmission case that's included with the RTR Wraith will not work with the dig. You'll either need the old style black plastic axial transmission case, or the one that has the metal motor mount with it, or you can go with the Vanquish aluminum transmission case, which is what I did. But it's all jacked up. Got my DX5C here, and as you can see, everything is all in four-wheel drive engaged and everything as normal. But then I take my third channel, which you have to set in points on this as well, guys. But if I shift it back one time, my rear end will stop moving under power, and it is actually currently completely freewheeled back here. Hit the button again, and now the front end still engages, but the rear end is completely locked. And like I said, what this will allow you to do is make a tight turn, because the front end will pull the vehicle around while the rear end is stationary. It's actually pretty neat when you see it in action. But let's take this thing back off the stand. I'll see if I can show you the dig a little closer in detail. Before pulling the vehicle off the stand, I'll show you guys a quick little video of during the install process when I was setting the endpoints of the transmission, so you can see exactly what's going on in the transmission. As mentioned, I did go with the Vanquish aluminum transmission case. You can see it peeking through. Sorry I can't just remove a body and show you right now. That is the shifting servo in the rear, and you can see the dig transmission sticking out back there. It actually bolts on the outside of the 3-gear transmission case, and with your motor pointed towards the rear, which is the stock configuration of the Wraith 1.9, it will force you to shorten your rear drive shaft. Now, I had MIPs on this rig, but I needed a little bit shorter drive shaft in the rear, so I put the wild bores back on it after I cut them down to fit in the rear. I plan to cut my MIPs moving forward, but at this point I have not done that. I need a little bit more aggressive cutting tool for my Dremel. But anyway, I guess that'll do it for this video, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me in comments below. But the Wraith is a perfect vehicle for a dig, simply because in the SCX10 or SCX10-2, the motor is actually facing forward, and you have to flip all that around to face the rear in order to make dig work. But on the Wraith, it's already pointed that direction. No modifications was necessary whatsoever to the skid plate. Everything just bolted right up. Like I said, the only modification I had to make was on that rear drive shaft, and just to shorten it just a hair. But yeah, if you're interested in dig, as I've been, this is the perfect vehicle. If you're interested in or have a 1.9 Wraith and want to try the dig out, I can tell you, attest to the fact that no modifications were necessary. It worked perfectly. But that'll do it for this video, guys. As always, like and subscribe to Shoe Fits, my friends, and have a great day.